What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to this episode of English Turks, where I review your favorite Turkish series with and without English subtitles. And today we are going to be talking about this interesting post that was posted by Dizi. If you guys don't know, it is a website that is hosted by, I think, 3, 4, or 5 females. I don't know if they're American. I think they are. And they're just Dizi fans, and they work really hard, like getting out all of the ratings and just keeping up with all the different shows. I mean, they are like 10 times better than me. I love looking at their content on their website. So if you want to check them out, it's dizila.com. I'm sure most of you know them because every time their ratings come out, that gets like shared all over social media. So they recently posted like where all these shows are possibly standing in the Dizi world, shows that most of you are watching, whether they are safe, maybe canceled, already canceled, and stuff like that. And I found this list very interesting because if you haven't noticed, I haven't been posting any weekly updates. I just haven't been posting them, and the reason why is because I haven't been watching all the shows I used to. I was watching about 6 or 7 shows a week, but that has changed. I no longer do that. I literally am only watching 3 Dizis right now consistently, and I'm gonna tell you why. Let's walk through all the shows as I've been watching them. So first and foremost, we have Sen Çal Kapimi. I have not been watching Sen Çal Kapimi. As soon as Serkan came back with the whole memory loss, I watched 2 episodes after that, and then I was done. I was not going to waste my time watching 2 hours of them trying to refigure everything out. You know, Serkan playing mind games with Ada. One minute he's being kind to her, next minute he's just saying rude things. Like, I wasn't going to sit through that again. And then they brought Celine back. I'm like, I already sat through that for a whole however many episodes. I don't want to sit through 2 hours of that stuff again. So I haven't been watching, and so I said I wouldn't start watching again until Serkan got his memory back, but it seems like he just fell in love with Ada all over again, and by the time he realized that he wanted to be with her, she is now married to the other guy. And so I don't know, I might check in and watch it, but on the list, that is actually in the bubble, and I was very surprised because in the bubble technically means it could go either way. They can either keep pushing the show or it could be canceled. Now here's the thing, I was a little bit shocked about saying that because on YouTube they get like millions of views per episode, and they also get millions of views on their fragments. So I felt like, hey, it's got a really strong following. There's no way that they're going to cancel this show. So even though it's in the bubble, I still think it's safe. It's just I'm not one of the people that are watching it, and I might start watching it again now that you know, he's confessed that he loves her and wants to be with her again. So we'll see. The next show is Menajerimi Ara, and that show I was watching on a consistent basis. I kind of took a break from it just because, I mean, it's just one of those shows that you watch. It doesn't have like serious bad things going on. However, when I did stop watching it, it was like right at the point where everybody was about to find out that the 2 were dating, Barish and Dicle were dating. So everybody was about to find that out. So I think that was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, so I haven't been watching it for that long, and I still love the show. I probably will catch up on it sooner or later. It's just I haven't been watching it right now. That show is also in the bubble, I guess because there's no significant thing going on with Dicle and Barish themselves, except for that one thing that happened. So I don't know, let me know if you guys are still watching it. I would love to find out. Alright, so the next show that I was watching was Sefirin Kizi, but as you guys know, Nade left Sefirin Kizi. Her character was taken out, and then they came in with a new character called Mavi. Now I did like it. I watched the introductory episode with Mavi in it, and I did like it. I just didn't know where it was gonna go, and I guess I felt like if it was just so many Dizis that I was watching that it was just a tough choice. Like, do I keep watching it, or now that Nade's gone, just let it go? So I chose to let it go. I mean, the only story that I was really interested in seeing develop was Elvan. I just want to see her have a baby. I want her to have a happy ending, and that was really the character that I was really like following after. I wanted to know what was going to happen with Elvan, and so if I do go back and watch it, it'll pretty much be for her. I mean, I don't need to see Sanjar go into a whole new love story. Even though I couldn't stand Nade, I don't want to see him, going through this whole thing to fall in love with another woman. That's a whole other show. And I felt like it was unnecessary. I watched Sefirin Kizi for what it was. It was the ambassador's daughter. Now the ambassador's daughter's gone. I feel there's no need. But tell me if you guys are loving it. That one is actually, according to Dizi, in danger of being canceled. And I think that Nade being gone plays a big part in it, but because Inkin has already worked with the actress named Mav that's playing Mavi right now, a lot of fans have erased Nade and they're all for this whole Mavi character. I haven't watched it enough to know, but I'm not watching it, so the fact that it's on the danger list I can kind of understand, because it's a new storyline. When you bring in a whole new main female lead, that's a whole new thing. So yeah, I hope if it does get canceled, I'm definitely going to watch the episodes just to see what happens with Elvan. That's all I really want to know. Okay, and so the next one is Masumlar Apartmani. I am still watching that show, and I am an avid watcher of it, and that's actually in the safe zone according to Dizila, and I can believe it because I'm still watching it. And it always happens this way. Every time I just stop watching a Dizi, it gets canceled. I kid you not. I don't know what it is, but when I stop watching a Dizi, it gets canceled, except for Her Shy, which Her Shy has been going on strong, and I stopped watching it a long time ago. It's been going strong for quite some time. They put Her Shy in the bubble, and I mean, how much more can people yell at each other? The reason why I stopped watching Her Shy is because all they did was yell at each other, and I couldn't take it anymore. All this yelling, all this threatening, and no one was ever really doing anything. I don't know what happened. I just stopped watching it. Even though I thought it was an amazing show in the beginning, I just couldn't take the yelling anymore. So, I mean, that one's in the bubble, but it took a long time to get there because I haven't been watching it for months, and since early 2020 I stopped watching it. So, I don't know. It's in the bubble now. We'll see what happens with that show. And so, yes, I am still watching Masumlar Apartmani. Absolutely love that show. The next show that's usually on my list of watching would be Dogdugun Ev Kaderindir, and I'm still an avid watcher of that show. I do post about that show. I post updates about that show on YouTube. And so, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens because that show is crazy and it has so much division in the fan base that I love it, because we get to debate all day and all night about the characters, the story plot, everything. So if you're not watching that show, you need to get on the table with that one. And then the next show that I typically watch is I was watching Sol Yanim, but Sol Yanim got canceled. I stopped watching it. I'm telling you, when I stop watching shows, they get canceled. So I just stopped watching Sol Yanim because for me it was just not interesting enough. And even though I like the female character, her name is, I'm pulling a blank right now. I love her because I loved her in Yemen, and that's why I went to this one. But I realized that in Yemen, she didn't have that many speaking parts. So she was mostly silent and staring the majority of the time. And so now seeing her in a new Dizi, I was hoping to see more facial expressions, more emotion. But honestly, I don't think she does very well expressing emotion. She has the same face for everything: angry, mad, sad. All it is her lip just twitches up a little bit every time she's trying to display something else, whether she's mad or happy. But that's it. All here, I don't know if she's got Botox or something. I don't know, but she just looks the same to me in every scene. So it wasn't interesting enough for me to keep watching, so I stopped watching it, and it got canceled. So it worked out perfectly because Sonya's came out, and I'm absolutely in love with that show. I do not post reviews about it. I don't know why I don't post reviews about it, but if you guys want to see some reviews about that show, I'll definitely post them. And that one's in the safe zone according to Dizi, and I believe it because that is an amazing show. I mean, the script writing, I'm a sucker for a good script, and Sonya's has an amazing script writer. I don't know who it is, but they get me every time. I love that show. Absolutely love that show. And then that's how I cycle my entire week. I cycle it back to Saturdays. So right now, the 3 shows that I'm avidly watching is Musumlar Apartmani, Dogdugun Ev Kaderindir, and Sonya's. And because those shows are just freaking amazing. I love all 3 of those shows. I feel like I want to add more, but at the same time, I kept overwhelming myself. So I feel like 3 is a safe bet. to go with. And then those other shows, if I ever feel like jumping back on and seeing and trying to catch up with the characters, I can. But there's some other shows that I want to mention from this list. Yanis, Büyük Sel I can't say, let me not even try to say the name, but that show, I was watching that show, and honestly, I don't want it to get canceled. It's just time, but I do absolutely love that show. I think that show is amazing. It reminds me of Vikings. It reminds me of those kind of shows because I love watching Vikings. I love watching The Last Kingdom, and that has the same vibe. So I do want to get back onto it. I think I watched it up to episode 9 or 10, and I'm sure they're like way farther than that now. I will catch up with that show eventually because I love it, but it's also a show I feel like one day I could just binge. Okay, because when I found it, it had already been 7 episodes in. And I literally binged all 7 episodes. So I feel like I need to give it some time, let the episodes build up, and then just binge a whole bunch of other ones. Another one that I wanted to mention, Kefaret, which I don't watch, but I know a lot of people do watch it. It's in the safe zone, and I feel like it's probably just Sadaret, I can't say that one, but that one, I know that has a huge following, huge fan base. That one's considered in the safe zone. As for The Bubble, 11, I never got into that show. I watched like the first few minutes of it, and then I was like, okay, I'm over it. So I was never into that show, but it's in The Bubble now. I don't know why, but I felt like it wasn't gonna last long anyway. Another one that's in The Bubble is Masumlar, which is like this new show that just came out, and honestly, I totally wanted to get into it and watch it. I watched like the first 20 minutes, and then I stopped watching it only because I felt like, I don't know, it was like, I was like, do I want to dedicate 2 hours of every week to this show? No, I didn't want to. And plus, the person that I wanted to watch it for, that's Serkai. I follow him on Instagram, and I wanted to watch it because of him. I know him from Affiliate Ash. He was just in John Yaman's last series that just tanked. I don't even remember what it is. I love him. I feel like he deserves a lead role, but they gave him a lead role where he plays a character that I don't understand if he's a bad guy or a good guy. I mean, I don't get like who he is, and so I felt like it wasn't worth my time to watch. But it's in The Bubble. I don't know, maybe because it's just started, they're trying to see where it's gonna go. But I see every time they post the ratings for it, the ratings are going down, so who knows? Maybe it's not interesting enough, we'll see. And then Akrep, you guys know, I watched the first episode. I tried to watch a little bit of the second episode. I really wanted to get into that show, but I felt like I knew where the show was gonna go, so I honestly didn't want to keep watching it. It probably went completely left than what I thought, but I was like, no, I'm not gonna dedicate 2 weeks. And plus, it's one of those things that show is one of those shows that just like irritates you, because everything about it is irritating, and I just don't want to have to put myself through that every week. Oh no, I have enough with Dogdugun Ev Kaderindir. And then Sen Çal Kapimi, I know that had like a huge following to it, and it's actually in the danger zone according to this list. And so I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. What shows are you watching? What shows on this list are freaking you out because you're like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that was in The Bubble? I'm sure a lot of Sen Çal Kapimi fans saw that list and freaked out. I'm sure like Sefirin Kizi fans freaked out because those things were in danger zones and stuff like that. I mean, within the Turkish world, it's so difficult because these episodes are 2 hours long. That's a long time to dedicate your life to. So I'm sure that a lot of Turkish fans, which is what the ratings are based on, I'm sure they're like very nitpicky about what they're going to dedicate 2 hours of their life to every week. And so, yeah, I'm glad that Dogdugun's in the safe zone. All my 3 that I'm still watching are in the safe zone, so I'm cool with that. As for all the other ones, you know, we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to give you guys that update as to why you haven't been seeing me post any weekly updates, and also to kind of like go along with this list and tell you where I stand with a lot of these shows. And I hope that you guys will still keep watching this channel, whether I'm watching the shows that you love or not. I'll try to post more content as time becomes available, because I really do love this channel and I love talking about Turkish Dizis with you guys. I love when you comment. Don't forget to like this video and click that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!